started being more relevant. That was not a great Slithering Crush, and KP could be in trouble. Never mind. It is Riki level 1, so or level 3, level 6, right? So who cares?
Yeah, honestly. you're not that scared of him yet.
I think you actually do have some kill potential. Besides that, with a Oracle, you can charge up the Fortune's End, and it's kind of decent, but it's not good enough to kill a tanky hero like.
Yeah, I think Riki, this is actually a pretty powerful lane because you can always pre-channel Fortune's End onto the Riki, and then as it's traveling over, Riki can blink strike to the target.
Three heroes mid, so as far as Armel's concerned, this is a win. Like, you're still beating him in last hits and in denies, and you are currently forcing so many rotations, which essentially sacks your other 2 lanes, right? Not too great for you.
No. Yeah, and this TB is completely I almost used a Spanish word. He's completely unbothered whatsoever here. Okay. What? Unmolested. Alright, which has a different meaning.
That is not a word in Spanish.
Well, it's molestado, right?
It's okay. It's alright, mate. It's alright.
Well, I mean, that's what it translates to.
It does, it does.
Give me a break here.
I'm not giving you a break, son. No, I'm not giving passes anymore.
No passes. Right?
No passes in this
stream. No passes on this stream. That's exactly right here. But DB, like, to your credit, he's had to completely change the way he plays in this lane when the Oracle's not here, because he's just no matchup for a 1v1 versus KP. At least now at the 5-minute mark, KP's gonna go pull some creep waves, do some shenanigans here, and I mean, the win here for DB is that he's actually playing this lane quite nicely. He's pulling the creep aggro. Like he's maintaining control as best as he can, right? He's pulling creep aggro with the mid lane. Hold that thought. Actually, Armel might be dead if they can land the arrow, but he puts himself in between all the creep. Nice sleep though, out from Lim. Among Dia though, stunned out. Oh, that was 6 stacks though. We need that Oracle to actually hit him with that Fortune's End Dispel, but unfortunately he just melts there to the Firefly.
Yeah, he took way too long to do that. Actually, he should have done it immediately.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately they needed the Fortune's End to actually set up for the arrow. So they used it aggressively for the kill, which I think is better, to be honest, that they do it for the kill rather than save the life of Mag, because if they both live, then Armel's like, alright, whatever, I'm gonna go farm some stacks. But now he's dead, right? And so is Magnus, but Magnus is gonna be able to eventually, given equal farm later on in the game, gonna be more useful than the Batrider, especially with the Oracle.
That's true. That's true. But it is true also that you are, by doing this again, forcing a lot of rotations there and giving a lot of freedom to the side lanes.
Yes.
And you're kind of hoping that your carries will just make up for this later. DB in trouble.
It's so
the tricks of the trade is forced.
So
they just kick him out of the lane.
Yeah, but he's getting solo XP here, right? So TNC, they're doing well. They're stopping his farm, and most importantly, again, Gabby is just free farming. 40 and 14. This is amazing, isn't it? I mean, look at Armel. Armel's even got 20 denies here in the mid lane. What? This is Dendi? Just denying everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Armel is kind of crazy. I mean, with a Batrider, it's so easy to kick out the Magnus, so I don't think it's that big a deal. Also, it's definitely not 10D right now, but Armel's going to go for the Boots of Travel as his first item, which I kind of like as the Batrider. I don't know if he's going to take the 2 position as he usually does, or he can kind of fade into the background and let KP be more protagonist. Because I know that TNC, at least back when in the heyday when they were like the best team in the world, that's one of the strengths they had, right? They actually could swap around their cores very often, and they would play 2, 3, 4, doesn't really matter, right? Depending on what the game needed. And this game, Batrider can very well kick off his farm, get the basic items, you know, the travel and the blink, and then let the carry be, or the secondary carry be KP as opposed to the Batrider. Yep. And that would really screw over Army Genius's plan, because they're concentrating on this lane a lot, but they're not really doing anything to tear.
Yeah, most definitely. And of course, we keep harping back to this TV because he's one of these heroes where if he goes unchecked, he ends up, you know, coming at you 25 minutes later in the game with like a Scotty, BKB, Mantis style. You're like, where did this farm come from? How do we deal with it now? Because I think the draft here inherently with Riki is not well suited to deal with illusions, and not only that, but a high armor hero such as the TB. So something to just keep in mind. it's definitely the elephant in the room right now.
I agree. I don't know how you're gonna really stop the TV's farm because you don't have the best people at invading his jungle. Because as I mentioned earlier, Riki is not really that great against a Terrorblade. You don't deal that much damage into the ridiculous amount of armor that Terrorblade has, right? So it kind of has to be Sanking with the Magnus to do this, and you have good way.
Yeah, because the problem is, I mean, Riki, once he gets Diffusal, maybe, but it's going to be maybe another 7 minutes until he gets that. CS seen just okay, to be honest. Like, he's not doing that bad for as poor as this matchup is, which is a big win for him. But now there's level 6 on KP, so it begins a little bit more difficult all of a sudden. As Oracle will rotate top. Already in the jungle, though, is Gabby. He's going to be going for just the Dragon, Dragon Lance into Manta, which is going to be a very good build for him. But top lane, Tim's, he's okay. He's got the Icarus dive away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, and another problem is we just have like really good casual saves for the side of TNC, right? Whitemon, if he's anywhere nearby, just can, even with a level 1 ranged swap, he could very easily save Gabby or basically anyone from what AG currently have to deal with them. So it's going to be hard, like you said, to actually invade the jungle. And DP rotating over to the mid lane, he doesn't want to have to deal with his Vengeful Spirit, instead maybe trying to deal with Armel, which I'm not sure if he's going to like that much more. But Armel doesn't have a lasso yet, which means that this damage is coming, damage coming out from the Fireflies a lot more than maybe DP's prepared to deal with at this point in the game. So he's smart to back off. But underneath the tier 1, what's going on down bottom? Gamb's going to show up and do some tower pushing here. And again, just nothing to really pressure him. Sand King is rotating down here, but he couldn't really deal with him top, and you cannot deal with him now. He does have the full Veil of Discord, but he's gone here for the Sandstorm build, and it's unrealistic to just kill him with Sandstorm alone without an epicenter.
Yeah,
and a +1.
Exactly, like, you're also going in there without knowing who else is nearby, right? Because if the Terrorblade is pushing, he's definitely not alone. They're not going to leave their carry alone there, so it was the right play, though I think he was wasting a bunch of time just kind of being in this dead lane for no reason, because he wasn't actually pushing it either, so whatever. Just small misplays, which is what we're talking about for RBGs, right? They do seem very often like there's no rhyme or reason to certain of their moves, and this can be punished by better teams like TNC, for example.
Yes.
And we'll see if that's going to be punished.
I'm really looking forward to see how TNC adjust, if at all, after their loss yesterday, right? As we see a D ward here, this is going to be a kill onto UK, maybe not. They're looking to turn. Nice arrow onto the Vengeful Spirit as Lin will jump on in, but the lasso now onto 1. We'll get the kill though. Now DB jumping in, joining the fight as Potom leaping away. We'll stay alive for now as Armel looking to TP. We've got a burrow in 1 second, but it's just going to be a second late. As Armel off to safety, they trade position 5s for position 5s. About a 50-50 trade there. But
he didn't put him in the high ground. I guess he kind of realized, like, oh, I just got a Mirana who has leap, so who cares? Like, I really can't do much against her. And Armel, it seemed like he panicked. It was like, I realized I made the mistake, because there was just no way you're killing the Mirana afterwards. You were really deep into the enemy jungle anyway. It's not quite your territory. But it's also true that TNC is surprised by RB Genius's unorthodox way of playing, because usually you don't defend your jungle this much this early in the game. Once you lost tier 1, you just kind of swap and you go into the enemy jungle instead. But they're not doing that.
I think that's kind of actually working out in favor of AG, because the Bat Rider he does well, obviously, 1v1s. He's very frequently banned for this very reason, because you can just dominate a mid lane, as he basically did versus the Magnus, right? So it's nice that they're actually doing a great job of defending it, because he's just got boots of travel here, right? So he's very fast, and again, dominates 1v1s, but as soon as there's more heroes there, he's actually not that strong here. So they do well there, in my opinion, to actually defend it. He's going for Limb, doesn't have the lasso, just going to be forcing the leap charges away. But again, there's more heroes here that he's maybe not expecting, as the Smoke Gang will not be revealed. No epicenter, so it's a bit of actually an easy kill.
Very easy kill. Armel gets destroyed here. And, well, me just takes advantage of this, honestly. Taking the mid laner down really easily. They keep dominating this bottom lane, which, again, most teams don't do. But, as you mentioned, is working out for them. There's actually a technique used a lot in CIS. Actually, a lot of CIS teams do this, where they will play the opposite of what's expected of them in the space game, especially with smokes and stuff like that, to surprise the enemy team and get some unorthodox ganks, and it's kind of working out for our geniuses.
Yeah, Armel was really confident because of this fresh ward playstand that didn't scout anybody. Whitemon is patrolling here. He's using the patrol hotkey. Looks like a marine that you just have going back and forth in StarCraft, just to make sure that Gabby's safe and sound while he continues to farm. But again, the elephant in the room. Gabby is still well clear of the Magnus in terms of net worth. Dragonlance ready to go. Already has a point in the Sunder, so he's even a little bit more survivable than you might think. Just bringing it up for now. We'll see where he's at in a few minutes.
There's almost an Atos on Tim's, by the way. This build is quite interesting. He's not going to go to lock it this game. So Atos to stop the Riki from blinking around and tricks to the trading. Not bad.
Radiant's middle
I guess
tower
it's actually really value this game now that I think about it, right? Because 4 heroes have movement based. Oh my God, English. 4 heroes have movement builds. 4 heroes have movement based abilities, right? Skewer, it'll stop. It'll stop Sand King. It'll stop Mirana. It'll stop Riki.
The problem though is that 2 of these heroes, Sand King and Riki, can easily avoid it with tricks of the trade or Sandstorm. So I don't know how valuable it is.
That's fair. That's fair. I think it still has its use.
Even going invisible can be a way to stop him on Riki. But yeah, I agree. It's not bad, especially against the other 2. It's not like you can. It's not like Holy Locket is that great this game, nor is what other Spirit Vessel. Neither of them are that good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Holy Locket is good normally if you're going to be going for a bit longer of fights early on. But I think TNC are not really interested. I think they're more looking for hit and runs, right? Because right now Venge is going to be super strong right now. 2-1-2 build here on the Vengeful Spirit, interestingly enough. So not really maxing anything first, but either way, this is a big power spike for the Venge because early on that distance is just massive. You pair that already with Armel, a little bit of extra damage, maybe even from Tim or KP rather on the Slardar, and then those are easy kills here. Nice job there, dodging out the smoke gank. Armel again, just with Boots of Travel, is not going to be able to catch up here and net himself any kills. So AG are doing really well to just deny Armel of any free kills.
Yeah, Armel is not really having the best game because the AG staff, or the AG squad, is not really letting anyone be alone, which is good. Like, the positioning is quite on point. But when you do this, though, the issue is that you are lessening the rate of farm, right? Terrorblade will be able to out-farm you if you just keep playing defensive. So while this is the best way to deny Armel's, like, space creation, it's also going to be Gabby just out-farming you in the end, right? Though Armel is taking a lot of the safe farm for Gabby, which is surprising. He needs that blink.
He just needs the blink. And again, this is normally not an issue if he's able to find a few kills here and there, right? But AG, because of their playstyle, they're not letting that happen. In the meantime, though, let's bring up the elephant, the smaller elephant, albeit, in the room here for TNC, which is going to be this Magnus. Mangdaya has recovered in farm quite nicely. Now that he's got the Echo Saber, his farm is going to explode.
Nice,
KP?
He is going to be able to make it out for now. The sprint, careful. AP, there we go. Lasso Armel, bring him down to the tower. They have amplified damage as well, and they have to dispel it. KP will die to a single shot from the Mirana. Now it's Armel just trying to find DP, killing Mirana as well. They destroy UK first. DP, they get an RP to give him some more space, and he actually healed back up. Instead, it's Armel who's going to fall as the the second core to die for TNC. That is not too great for TNC. They hope to turn this around, but the Oracle ultimate was a bit too good. And Gabby's coming in here. Wami's nearby in the trees. There's an epicenter still ready with a Veil of Discord. Not yet. I think they can counter-initiate this.
They can try, but he's a bit scary still with the Metamorphosis active. My goodness, I always forget that Riki just has like 7 HP regen, right? So all that's going to be doubled. Of course, you always max for Refine Flame, so that's always going to be value. Really great stun to the Burst Shark onto 1, but it doesn't matter. DB actually jumping in and murdering the Vengeful Spirit. As look at this, in trouble. It's going to be Gabby. Wow, AG.
Expecting AG to, I guess, commit to that, which is why they kept pushing. I thought they were stronger than they were. I mean, they killed the Sankin, congratulations, but you were still dealing with the rest of the team, right? And they had enough strength. I mean, maybe they took it too much at face value when we said really can't do anything against Terrorblade. He does deal damage.
Yeah, he's got damage early on, especially because, hey, guess what? You are up against the Diffuser Blade. And look at this, even Armel might be dead here. He doesn't have Lasso and he can't blink. Oh no, that's exactly the opposite of what Armel needs to be, or rather how he should be playing on the Batrider, right? Batrider's normally, that's what he does.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He just is too easy for him to decimate you.
Yeah. And by the way, great RP by Mangdaya there.
Yes.
Really good stuff.
Dire's middle
I mean,
tower
actually,
is under
they're
attack.
playing this really well. And we're about to have a blink on Sand King, so they can actually go again. There's no epicenter in that fight, of course, as he was the one dying, but he completely denies Tim's from getting off a well-placed Supernova, and from there, the fight's really easy.
to just be underestimating a bit of the team fight that AG can bring to the table, right? Like, they do have a really good 5-on-5.
well.
Now 1-me. This is a good kill. Important. The Oracle really tried, though. UK was like, oh no, guys, I'm sorry. It was a joke. I didn't mean to do that. Please don't jump on me. And he gets away.
That's okay. They respect it. They don't have vision on the Magnus. They know he's somewhere nearby with RP coming off cooldown momentarily. So they knew that was a big mistake to continue chasing. Very good restraint out from TNC there. Yeah, unfortunately, just the cast range, right? Oracle, unfortunately, really needs that 15 talents to really shine on that cast range. Maybe even an Aether Lens can be extremely of use to him. But yeah, for that, rather, 1-me's going to end up dying as Oracle still lives, but makes a valiant effort to try and save his ally.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, there's only a Sankin that you got, right? Which committed still 2 of your cores to fight him, so it wasn't that big a deal. At least you're getting space for Gabby, who's going to just farm out of control. And the goal here is just play around Gabby and hope that he carries your game for you, because there's not...
I mean, it's only 1 death onto him, right? But it does severely slow him down, because that was a death during Metamorphosis. They didn't get that tier 1 tower. They lost way more heroes than just him, too. So, but, you know, he's still quite farmed. It will allow this Magnus, though, to actually overcome him now, or overtake him, rather, in farm, as he is closing in on the BKB. Maybe looking like he's ready to tussle it with the Blink Dagger. This could get killed now on the Among Die, but they're ready. UK up in the trees. Line of the counter initiation up from Umi. He's going to catch 1. Oh, a great swap though. Will catch guys. Look at that. The RP catching 2. Careful, this Supernova's about to burst, but they actually managed to nuke through Gabby before, so that stun connecting onto 2, but it's not going to matter. Gabby's still dead, and Woman's still looking for more now as KP no more sprints. He gets the cross shot, but will die immediately after. AG, the counter initiations here onto TNC are just pitch perfect.
Structures are fortified.
Well, okay, that's not too great for TNC, but honestly, Mamang Dai is playing out of his mind. That was like 3-man RP, right? You're constantly resaying those team fights. The Supernova was good by Tim's, but they're just not doing anything after it, right? And if they kill you terribly by the time the Supernova ends, then who cares, right? So really well played here by AG, taking advantage of their faster tempo and not going for Roshan immediately. Thank you for the arrow, they say. Oh, never mind, that's
they
their own
say
team.
thank you for the arrow.
Yeah, because that's their own team, man. I'm an idiot. And they're trying to take the Roshan quickly. Mirana actually sees 3 TPs, LYM, nice little scouting there. Gonna set up an arrow as well to stop whatever initiation they have. The Roshan's about to fall, so take it earlier. Is the battery going in? But the Age is already in Ricky's hands. And even Smokescreen, so Armel can get a lasso off.
Yeah.
They want to go up to the high ground, but it's a bit dangerous. They don't have RP. They stop the Ricky. They stop the Sanking as well. They do have a Power Strike. Tim's in trouble. And he's going to play the scapegoat game as he lets the rest of his team flee.
Yep. I managed to get him there as they skeet him. Get him nicely and done. Okay, another great fight. Good job by TNC. I mean, it's a good effort to contest the Roshan, but it's just going to fall a bit too quick there to AG. Now there's an Aegis here on our Rikimaru. He's just about to overtake Gabby in terms of farm, as he's going to get baited by the illusion. But we do still know Manta, but going straight for BKB is Gabby. I think this is a very wise decision here for him this game.
Let's see why one. Oh, what an arrow! What an arrow! Skewered to go. LYM. Wow.
Dire's structures are
What a play.
fortified.
Just, I mean, there was no setup for that whatsoever. I mean, you can even take the tower up top. They are forced to use the glyph. Not bad, actually. Ricky continues to farm. I mean, you're not really needing to hunt the terribly because you're just killing everyone else.
Ricky wants to make sure he gets that arcane ready. Nope, not allowing the TD illusions to deny it. What is...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sorry, I don't know. Twitch chat just memeing about this network.
Well, the point is that you are actually not the best observer because you're not showing me the network.
Oh, hold that. Now Armel in trouble. They might get the kill on him, but they're going to break vision. DB, though, with the tricks of the trade, finishing that one off. Does have Aegis. Great dive forward by Tim, so he's going to have to connect onto 2, but magic damage there being stopped by the Fate's Edict. Yeah, what is it? CS? Everyone wants to see net graph 3 or something here.
No, I want to see the network. Like, what's the ping of the TNC players? What server are they playing?
What's the ping?
Yeah, seriously. You show that, please?
Let me just full screen my Chrome tab and show you guys my speedtest.net results here real quick.
That's exactly what I want to watch. I'm not here to watch this Dota game.
Yeah. It's a good meme, guys. I like it.
It's somewhat wholesome, somewhat offensive.
There we go. We'll take it.
Manta style to TB is going to be completed now, so he has a secondary dispel on top of the Oracle. Not so dependent on Oracle. Quite great. And the Terrorblade, let's see. To the Ricky, sorry, not the DB TV. So the Ricky, he gets the Manta style, and Terrorblade is going for the BKB. which is what he needs actually to be able to fight these fights. Because even then, though, Magnus can still catch you, though.
Yeah.
Magnus has been the bane of your existence.
Yeah, we still have plenty of damage
Radiant's
as well if
bottom
Riki can
tower
position
is
himself
under
properly
attack.
too. It's I mean it's not free. It's way more difficult, which you definitely need as Gabby. You're gonna take that, but oof. It's going to be looking hard, and again, just AG keeping the pressure up 5k here at the 21-minute mark. Smoke looking to go into the enemy jungle. Whitemon positioned again quite nicely here to break smokes, but Gabby, oh no, Tim's in trouble. Oh, RP just committed there, but that's a kill. Maybe a bit overkill, but was hoping for at least a +1. You'll take that.
It's a simple kill on the enemy, one of the enemy teamfight heroes, so it's kind of worth it every time you do that.
Yeah, better to just use RP rather than just always look for the perfect one, right? DB is going to get a free kill onto Whitemon, however. Still has the Aegis ready. There's no detection in between the tier 2, tier 3 towers, which sometimes you see, you know, a lot of supports will kind of generally recognize that the Riki's always going to be looking for picks there, and that's a good way to counterplay him there. You know, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, oh, March would have warded it, but, you know, March is really good with his detection, so maybe that's a little bit.
So you are saying that.
I mean, maybe I am.
You are saying that. I mean, if you're gonna flame, at least.
I mean, okay.
Say it.
You know what? I'll back it up with evidence then. Remember the Among Us fight here, where they fought while we're paused right here on the map, and they were able to turn after Cuckoo missed.
And they had a ward over here.
Yeah,
yeah, that's very true.
I'm just backing it up with evidence. But I mean, again,
flame.
It's Riki. It's Riki doing Riki things. He's gonna be aggressive. He's gonna get a free throw on supports every now and then. That's just kind of what the hero does. And unfortunately, Whitemon is gonna take a death there.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Well, that's now a pretty decent lead. Sizable lead for Army Geniuses. Magnus is really farmed, by the way. I was expecting much worse lane, but the supports that came into the middle lane really enabled Magnus's game. So, well played, honestly, from early to mid game for Army Geniuses. And this time, they have a much more clear plan to close the game. So, I think this game is looking good for them. Moonlight Shadow, Riki is now undetectable. Again? Yeah, because double invisibility, of course. Tim's, they're going to go for him. Nice skewer. Swap thing is, they swap actually the Magnus. He has no RP, he has a BKB though, starts hitting the egg, going to destroy the supernova, they do. And the silence, the smoke screen stops KP from actually getting Slithering Crush off. Really good preemptive smoke screen. But now with the epicenter, they counter initiate here. A second counter initiation with a Shockwave as well. Killing the Slaughter, turning him into a Flatfish with Riki fighting the Batrider alone. He still conserves the Aegis, but he's losing a lot of his HP. And Oracle says, live, my son, live while I may die. DB will survive. Me will not be so lucky. Or I mean, yes, the Borzhog actually destroys everything, and Riki instead finds the kill on the Phoenix.
Aegis
still looking for more.
There it is.
Aegis will heal him back up, which means he can continue to fight now, as he now sees the Batrider. Where are you going, Armel? Back to the grave you go.
Wow. Great fight there. At first I was like, oh, maybe he shouldn't have graved the Riki there, but it wouldn't have mattered. Oracle was still going to die no matter what, and in the end, Riki still comes out full HP and mana. So I think you'd rather have him running around instead of dead for 5 seconds waiting to respawn. Great fight there. A good swap, I gotta say, out from Whitemon. They actually nearly took that fight, but DB just with the AoE denial with the smoke, making that kind of impossible for them to properly re-engage. There's no BKB on KP yet, which means he can't just kind of BKB blink in and actually crush through the smoke. Maybe then that fight goes a little bit differently, but unfortunately he's just not had the kills here. 1, 4, and 3 on him, and his farm actually just about to be overtaken rather by the Mirana. So it's not because he can't farm, he just needs to give the farm to Gabby is the problem, and Armor.
We're gonna see right now if TNC can turn this around with a better team fight. Because until now, I think most of their team fights have been thwarted by DB putting a really good, clever smoke screen, stopping either the Supernova or the Lasso or the Slithering Crush. I mean, we've seen Slithering Crush and Lasso being cancelled in the last two. Right? Very, very impressive smoke screens, and that's the power. It's one of two preemptive, one of two preemptive silencers. Depends on what you consider Night Stalkers with a Static Storm. Sorry, I was just laughing. Someone in chat with the delay says, meh, I've hit better arrows. Yeah, how much money have you won with your arrows? Yeah. I always love that. I know, you don't know how much money he's won unless you put the network. No, I need to put the network as DB getting a free kill there. That shows me for reading chat, so I'm going to go ahead and close that now. Yeah, stop reading it. You're the observer. You
Alright, see you later, chat.
unprofessional. Oh, we're actually seeing Magnus Ags this game. He's gone for Assault Class first, but then now styling the Ags, which, in case people forgot, what it does, it lowers the cooldown of Skewer and
Dire's
the cast
middle
point to
tower
mana
is
cost.
under attack.
So it becomes much easier to skewer people, and you can pretty much spam it, but it does lower the mana cost only to 40. So
It's no longer as broken as it used to be. The Dota 2 front page used to be filled with people just skewering teams across the entire
Radiant's
map
top
into the
tower is
fountain.
under attack.
You can't do that anymore. Not at least without like
middle tower is under
Octarine or whatever. What is it? One of the tier 4s.
Radiant's
Hold on. I think DB. Actually, it's Soul Prism, yes. But I think Slaughter is in some trouble. We don't have another Burrow Strike, but they're doing a good job of holding him back. Yep, there's the Yule Scepter. That's a very helpful limb into Arrow, and KP is dead.
very, very.
I mean, he might as well, right? The TP is going to be basically back off cooldown by the time you respawn. But yeah, might as well have hoped for it, right?
Yeah. It's not looking good for now, as now
Armel.
the Skewer showcasing how strong the Shockwave is. Armel again cancelled. This Battle has not had the impact he was looking for this game,
No,
honestly,
not
at all.
I mean, you hit the nail on the
Dire's
head, I
under
think,
attack.
with the diffusal comment, right? It was just his diffusal blade is slowing him to a crawl, even with the active Gabby looking for farm wherever we can find it, but he's been scouted here by the ward. He's in some serious trouble. He needs to BKB TP, but I think we have actually the RP ready for him there. So Among Dai looking to fight RP at the ready, and there we go. Gabby, again, another hopeful TP. He's already used the Sunder, and now he is dead. 9-second BKB charge utilized there, and look at that, they're even still getting kills. A good effort by Whiteman, knowing that, maybe now I can go for the D ward now that they've rotated away, but nope, there's still Womi to deal with there. A kill onto Gabby again is just kind of been the story of this game. AG finding kills left, right, and center on them. Oh, okay, there it is. Romy finally getting a little bit too overzealous. I think he should be dying here. The arrow will at least put them off him for a second. He's going to land a 2-man and Burrow Strike, though. And look at this DB actually now joining the fight. As Womi invis, they don't have protection, but he will eventually tick down to the damage regardless. KP is going to be forced to continue running away, cannot defend his base. And that's going to be the first tier 3 tower down here, Alvo.
Yeah, and I think the Federax as well. That's a double damage Ricky. Let's not forget Ricky only builds stats, which is why abilities like double damage or empower are so good on him, because he actually has a huge base damage. I mean, that's not true. He doesn't only build stats, but he builds agility. And that's why the empower combo is also powerful, not just because of the cleave, but just because of how much extra damage it gives you. Of course. And now they're going to be able to take 2 sets of Rex for free, and I don't know if TNC can defend the third one. I mean, we've seen AG before. They don't care. They might go for a third one. Alright, no, they're going to play safe.
We have seen AG before, but this is really impressive out from AG.
They're playing a really, really good game. It seems like they finally found their own. Stop with the Light Strike shenanigans and the weird builds. They just went for a consistent draft.
Yeah, and you know, they even have the Morana Lotus this game, so they're building the right items. Lotus interaction is a bit weird. I know you always like explaining the Lotus bug, or interaction rather, with Sunder.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, yes. I do love it. So for people that don't know, the Lotus is not the greatest counter to Sunder, because when you Lotus, if you are on really low HP, there's always a threshold, which is the minimum HP swap, right? So say Terrablade's on like 10% HP, even if you Lotus him, he'll go up to 25% because of the nature of the Sunder, no matter what. So there's never going to be, it's not really that good of a counter. Linken's is much better than Terrorblade.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, you always go at least in for your HP to the minimum threshold. Yes, you stop the enemy, like him, from like changing your HP, which is good, but you're still healing, which is what Terrorblade looks for most of the time.
Oops, well, we missed the burrow. They got teams, they got bodies here ready to fight here, as well as actually finally some D-wards ready to go. It's AG, they're playing it patiently, although I say that they have now napped all the way across. RP is ready, but they're just going to pop the BKB as KP. Nice job there, canceling the epicenter. Womi is going to follow up with a stun, and now DB to follow up on top of that. Great supernova back onto the high ground, but it's already, I mean, it doesn't all matter already here. Where's DB? I've lost.
Now they still have the RP. They still have the RP to fight. They lost the Gabby BKB. They can go in. There we go. RP. Okay, missed absolutely everybody. It's okay. Don't worry. We don't need it. We're just for show. Skewer is the real RP. And he takes down Whitemon. Goes for Armel as well. They're ignoring the Terrorblade because they just want to kill his friends. And now it's time for you to die, Gabby. Silent stop, pummeled, and killed.
Wow, that's a team wipe. They didn't lose anyone.
GG.
GG? Yeah, GG.
I mean, if they bash you like that, that makes sense. The disconnects come immediately. Honestly, AG, what up?